Okay. I have come to react. I'm reacting. Shall we start? As always, I need to know, chat, how excited are you? Look at what Rody sent to me. Rody sends me a picture and he says, "This is a picture I made about the next race." And it's me sprinting like a retard. And Rody kind of like, this is... This is pretty accurate, actually. Pretty accurate. Thanks, Rody. That's pretty funny. Okay. This one's going on the thumbnails, you know? It's going on the thumbnails. All right. That's Rhodey's a funny guy, man. All right. Are we excited about this one? I have read a bit through it, a bit, on my phone, but I haven't seen the images or anything. I think this is probably the thing I'm the most interested about, because it's gonna actually affect me. Probably the most. So, let's start, I guess. Let's start. Bim, 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 bim. All right. All right. All right. Let's read. Rune of Corruption and Idols. Coming to Last Epoch, March 26. Okay, we knew that, of course. Welcome to the second day of Hype Week. Following yesterday's introduction to the Omen windows, today we will be diving into the world of Rune of Corruption, which unlocks a lot of great potential. You know what this looks like, right? The Void Anus takes and gives, you know? Okay, the rune of the Void Anus, which unlocks a lot of great potential to alter how you approach items, idols, and builds. Okay. After successfully defeating the Omen, so okay, so it drops from Omens, and I guess it's any Omens, because it doesn't say the Omen, so any Omen, no? You will find the all-new Rune of Corruption among your loot. When forging an item with Rune of Corruption, it can either make the item better or worse than before. Odds. What are the odds? Are we talking 50-50? Are we talking 20-70? What are the odds? What are the odds is what I want to know. What are the odds? Because hopefully it's pretty binary, no? Hopefully it really feels like a Balorb. But we'll see. But yeah. Some examples of making the item better can include adding new effects, okay, and stats, or maxing the value, so it's like a max roll Divine Orb or whatever. And when the item has become worse, the roll values could be minimized, it could lose affix tiers, it could turn into a random magic item, or it could be unusable, right? Because we've seen that. I've seen that. So on the previous post about corruptions. Make sure to craft your items to their full potential before corrupting them, as corrupting them makes them unmodifiable. So it's the last step, right? It's the last step. So that's good. I mean, good, you know. And now, we already knew this now. It's unpredictably, be careful. You're gonna get a disclaimer, right? Like, be careful. You won't even corrupt GG items? Well, I guess there's gonna be two types of GG items, no? I think. Based off of my initial thoughts, you're gonna have multiple Exalted, multiple LP with double tier 7s and all that bullshit, right? And then you're gonna have items with 1 LP that you're just gonna fish a good corruption for. And depending on what the corruptions are, these two items could share. It all depends on the numbers, because I think, obviously, if they don't nerf imprints, this is probably still easier to get, because double tier 7s are basically free. But if there's any nerf to this could easily become your goal. That doesn't mean this can't happen, but what can happen and what you aim for are different things. The fail rate is too high, but it doesn't matter, no? Because how many 1 LP Twisted Hearts can you get an hour? How many? Because you can basically get infinite, right? If you're farming high corruption and you have like fucking gling, 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 like so you get 1 LP Twisted Heart, and then you corrupt all of them. And if the corruptions are crazy, because we don't know what the corruptions are going to be, we're going to take a look at some of them, this could potentially be better than this with 2 LP. Right? So, and again, this is assuming double tier 7s are not getting nerfed. And then you have items like, well, getting red rings with 1 LP is super easy. Getting with 2 LP is not really something people do. So now you for sure gonna corrupt red rings, for example. Because why not? You're gonna have 20 copies. Can you slam corrupted? My guess it's not. Like you have to slam before corrupting. It's my guess. Because it's the last thing. Like you wouldn't be able to modify the item anymore. It says. So and obviously the. Because I look at it from a point of efficiency. Like, if getting this item on average takes 4 hours, and this item takes 4 days, even if this item is only 10% better, or 20% better, well, this item is 1/4 of the time, well, it's like 4 hours versus 4 days of gameplay, right? So, power is not just... When you look at the power that is available, you don't only look at what's the maximum possible. Like, it's also, like, what you need, right? So there is a lot of things to consider here. It's not as simple as... It's, for example, when you take a look into build guides of Maxroll, right? You go into build guides, Judgment Paladin, right? You go into Judgment Paladin. Like, is it easier to? Are there better items than this? Is it easy? Can you get a better weapon than this? Yeah, of course you can get a triple exalted item or whatever the fuck. But it's not. The point is not what's the strongest. The point is what's the strongest with the least minimum effort and the most repeatability and accessibility. You can't really plan around items that you're not gonna get. So that is as a build maker, you definitely have to consider this. But we will see. Similar to using other runes to alter equipment, you start by placing the item in the forge and selecting the rune of corruption. A prompt will confirm if you wish to corrupt the item. So yeah, my guess is that you are not going to corrupt items that are super rare, like 3LP fucking Titan Hearts or whatever. Unless you have a copy, obviously. Which, are you going to play that much? But, for example, 2LP Titan Hearts, you're for sure slamming all of them, right? Who cares? Just slam it. Unless you're not a bitch. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I'm corrupting every single item after the race, okay? I race and then boom. Because I don't think I'm gonna do the new mechanic at all until I'm level 100. So we'll see. Have they said half of the outcomes are negative? Have they said that? Is it 50-50, negative or positive? Have they said that? Or are we assuming? Because we don't know, right? I haven't, well, at least... Because knowing EAG, they're not gonna do that because they are aware that the average player is absolutely retarded and they think 50% chance means 100% chance of succeeding. So they're gonna make it like 30-70, 70 positive, just so players don't, you know, like think they're lucky because they're going to be lucky. We'll see. I mean, without the math, it's very hard to have conclusions on this. But obviously, this system is gonna be better on items that you can get a lot of, right? Like items that have a more RNG ceiling of what's possible are gonna be less likely to get corrupted regardless. Like, would you corrupt 4LP ladle with 4 tier 7s? I don't know. Like, I don't know. But I mean, items that are like 1LP, super easy to farm, and I can see, again, Twisted Hearts being corrupted all the time, because why not? Before you get your 2LP, especially, you know, as a transition item. Yeah, I have 2 of them, might as well slam it and corrupt it, see what happens. Maybe you get something insane, right? And if not, you already have the current one, so who cares? And those items you get even if you don't want to. Like, I can see Nihilises getting corrupted a lot. You know, all of these kind of items I can see. 1 second, I'm getting a phone call that is important. Okay, sorry, I'm back. I am a businessman, guys. I am a businessman. What's up, Brody? I shared your art piece with everyone. You know, incredibly accurate. All right. A prom will confirm if you want to corrupt the item, so no one can complain, right? I mean, this makes me think that is. I really hope the chances are like 1 in 3 to be negative or something like that. That's my wish. I think 1 in 3 is fair. No, 1 in 3 of negative. What would you like? What would you guys like for negative? Because if it's like less than 1 and 3, then it's I don't know. Is it really a corrupting rune? Is it really a Balor? I don't know. Thoughts? It seems like you can't double corrupt because the item is finished unless there's. Well, we know there is that ring that can be corrupted, no? The one they shared, but I don't know how. 50-50 is okay. Yeah, you guys are okay with 50-50. Is there no change outcome? I think so. Half and half. Yeah, I mean, if it's half and half, I'm fine with it. But I think if they want to go lower than that, it should maximum 1 of 3. And again, it's optional, really, kind of, no? So we'll see. We'll see. And I guess if the negative is like half, but the item actually getting destroyed is like, from that half is 1 in 10th, right? If you actually think about it, even if you fall on the negative, it doesn't necessarily ruin your item, right? Like if you just like reroll affixes. Oh, okay, I have, 60% damage instead of 80 on my unique. Who gives a fuck, right? Like it, whatever. Yeah, PoE is like a bit less than 1 in, no? 1 in 4, I think it is. But they also have they also have things like nothing changes, right? Don't they have that? They have like nothing changes results. I don't think we have that, right? Something will happen no matter what, yeah? Because I do find a bit confusing when you click and you're like, did something change? Like, all right, corrupting items could lead to a wide variety of results, including, but not limited to, okay, so there's more things than this: adding affixes, reducing affix tiers, changing their rarity, or converting attributes to something new. The crafting results after using a rune of corruption on an item will be shared at the bottom of the forge window in-game. What? Ah, so it will take place here, is what they're saying, no? That's where the affix goes. If you put it on the forge, it showcases here as text. Is that what they're saying? So you can potentially have a regular seal, primordial, and... or what? Because you could have primordial seal too, no? And then this thing, so you can potentially have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 affixes on an item, on an exalted. Is this correct? Because it says it will show here the corruption. I would assume since you can't craft on the item anymore, it will show there, or we'll see. The crafting results after using a rune of corruption on another will be shared at the bottom. Yeah. Also, anytime you corrupt a class-specific item, it remains class-specific. However, its level requirement or subtype could be altered, so bear that in mind. Okay, so you can get... while leveling, you definitely be careful, you know? Here are some examples of what you will see after corrupting an item. Okay. What happened here? It got... I mean, guys. Can I pause it? What is it? Spacebar? Fucking hell! How do I look this properly? Okay, so that one got destroyed. This one got what? Endurance? What? We're not post. Take a screenshot. It's fine. Okay, I mean, yeah, nothing massive here. What was that? Melee damage, something? Increase melee attack speed, 0.6 seconds of something. Frenzy after you use a bait. Right, no, it's a GIF, so it's not a video, it's a gift. So you were just fucking... Yeah, I mean, nothing... That affix is good. Okay, no, I mean, 6.6 seconds frenzy on a weapon is pretty nice. No, the shield is the other thing, no? This one turns into shit. This one turns into endurance. This one turns into Giga Weapon. And this one completely gets fucked, basically, no? The chest piece gets completely fucked. Nice. We're definitely gonna have a stash tab with our creations, you know? For sure, for sure. When you corrupt an amulet, you have a chance to get an affix which converts... Okay, so only amulets, huh? Only amulets. You have a chance to get an affix which converts one of your character attributes entirely. When an attribute is converted this way, its base effect no longer applies. Okay, so the armor, percentage of strength, all that, no? Don't worry about losing... yeah, okay, this is the question I had, the scaling, no? Don't worry about losing out on other benefits of the attributes because the corrupted attributes will still be considered as for scaling, basically. Okay, that's pretty... That's basically really good. Depending on what they do, it's nice, right? For example, intelligence is converted to madness. The base 2% word retention, which is the implicit, right, no longer exists. And instead, you will have the base effect of madness. And the base effects of these new corrupted attributes are listed below. Okay. But you will still get, like, per point of... For example, you could go madness and still build, like, the catalyst that stacks intelligence and stuff. All right. Orients. Any changes? 21. Doesn't it go to 20? Is this a buff? Or it's 5. Is this a 1% buff? Yeah, I thought it was 20. Well, maybe not. Okay, increase spell damage, spell critical strike, and okay, you get 100% intelligence corrupted to madness. Okay. What about the 4%? Yeah, you keep that. Because the 4% increased damage is coming from the tax. So if you convert your intelligence to madness, madness still counts for the tax of your abilities. And like, again, items and anything that scales with intelligence from items still works with intelligence, which is... I mean, I thought that was the downside. So that's basically... let's see what these are. Okay. Crit chance, max rolled, okay. Oh! +2 omnis. And that's definitely nothing to do with the... That's just the item. I mean, it makes sense that it's +2 in a world where evolution's ends exists. I'm a big fan of omnis, so... Pretty big. I'm a big fan. I can't wait to see what my omnis turn into now. My current ones. I wonder if some of them will max roll, depending on what we'll see. Because even though it's only one, it still has an affix roll range given in the code. So some of them might go to 600. I'd go from 600 word retention to 100 word retention on my Rune Master. Yeah, I don't think this is something you do in all characters. That's for sure. I mean, I know what Madness does already because I read it on the train. And well, we'll look at it. Let's talk about it now. Vitality. Instead of 6 health and 1 res of each, it will now give you 3% increased effect of Frenzy. Frenzy by default is 20% attack speed. So this is giving you 1.5. No, even less. Who the fuck knows? I mean, if you have 300% effectiveness of Frenzy, that would give you a total of 90, no? Attack speed. If you had 100 vitality. I mean, I could see it on something like, again, you're playing softcore, you know? You're playing softcore or whatever. You're playing a vitality stacker, like a Racing Strike or whatever the fuck. Or Warpath, whatever, you know? And you go like, you know what? I'm gonna be retarded. Let's do more damage. I could see this for definitely softcore stat, in my opinion. Definitely softcore stat. It's only when you don't have Frenzy, though. So you can offset that very easily, right? Just if you have something that has Perma Frenzy, which is easy to do. But this definitely speaks to me. I'm gonna see some Chinese guy in softcore one-shotting Uber, and then I'm gonna complain that max roll is bad. This is a softcore enjoyer. Why is max roll not going full rampancy on every, you know? I think this one is getting me flamed so far. So, okay, I'm gonna talk to my Chinese audience. Which basically means enjoy this one. Okay. Strength. Okay, this one, depending on what this does, this is probably one of the best implicits. So, let's see. Brutality. 0.05 more damage for melee attacks per 1 mana cost. Up to 20% Okay, up to 20% maximum damage. Is this correct? I mean, okay, so this one was for the Chinese community. This one is for the Chinese YouTube community only, right? You don't need strength to build armor? You don't. But what's gonna use this? And it's melee only. I mean, I could see you're playing like a rogue, right? For example, and you're using red rings, so you have a bit of strength, but you need mana cost. So I'm thinking, again, a Racing Strike, Smelter's Wrath, Earthquake, right? These big bonkers. But 20% damage for that much changing, and you reduce leech. I mean, it's definitely gonna be a softcore item. Get a clip on YouTube. Max roll build is bad. My brutality version is doing 20% more damage. Sure, okay. I'm sorry. I don't really understand how it works. Brutality is 0.5 more damage per melee attack, but this is per brutality, no? So you can scale, if you build more of this, then you can get the full effect on small mana costs, yeah? But the maximum will only be 20 no matter what. So ideally, right, ideally, you want to get just enough to cap it without fucking yourself on... So this is kind of the opposite. This is like the anti-stacker, no? Because you would only get just enough strength on your gear to cap this. Obviously, high mana costs will need less strength. Like, I would assume if I'm playing like something with 20 mana cost, if I'm playing something with 20 mana cost, how many strength I need? Like 20 or something. Which basically, you know, you get it even if you don't want it, you have 20 strength. Can someone do the math? So yeah, I mean, and if I'm playing something, yeah, this somehow for me is ticking like health leech by 0.5. Well, maybe some like obviously something that just has so much leech that it doesn't give a fuck, right? Or something that doesn't leech, period. Like something like Spellblade could be good on this, because the mana cost on Spellblade are not small. Like Shatterstrike or something. And you're gonna get the strength pretty easily, because you're building all attributes on that build, because you want the dex, you want the... You're definitely going red rings on that one. So you're gonna get enough strength just from that. And again, do you need more damage on that build, though? Would I take 20% more damage? Oh, that you have to get, because this is not free. You first have to get the amulet you want, and then you gotta hit this particular corruption, which might be 1 in 100. No? So, I mean, I think definitely, I mean, obviously, you're gonna have DPS versions where you're gonna use this for just being retarded. It doesn't look like this doesn't work for minions, right, at all. So that's good. Fuck minions. Minions don't get any nice. Yeah, I mean, very soft Cory. Would I ever use this? Maybe on a Forge Guard, right? Maybe on Forge Guard is kind of appealing. And Spellblade, maybe? Spellblade just seems free. Spellblade, I don't think you lose much on Spellblade on Shatterstrike. Because it's high mana cost, and you're gonna get... I think it's fine. And then I'm thinking, what about classes that got so much armor that losing the armor from strength don't matter? Because if you play a Forge Guard, you can get 20k armor, right? So if you lost the 400% you get from strength or whatever, you would still be at 10k armor, which is still capped, right? Or you know, some for sure there's some builds where you're gonna be able to use this and don't even feel the downside of. But it definitely seems like you want to be using it on builds that don't stack strength normally, that have higher mana costs. Because if you only have to build 20 strength on a 20 mana cost skill or whatever, around that, right? Then you're only getting 10% reduced mana leech, health leech. Who cares, no? Is that even gonna be noticeable? When you're, especially if you're playing like a hybrid ward class or something, who cares, no? And it's capped, so this cap is obviously to prevent the one-shot China clips, right? It's melee only, so it's cool too. But again, it seems like a lot of work to get this, because yeah, you want a good amulet. You gotta hit the slam, and then you gotta hit the right attribute. And again, I'm pretty sure you can corrupt anything, no? You could get... On amulets, you can get anything, you know? Can I get fire resistance? Because if how many affixes can roll on an amulet? You know? Fucking huge list, you know? So... Maybe, I don't know. We need to know the odds. What are the odds of these things happening? Is it 1 in 100? Is it something for the 1%? Is the average players even seeing this or nah? I guess there is that amulet they teased, the new amulet, that maybe is the easy way to get that early game, no? Does anyone have a screenshot of the... Yeah, this is the one I was talking about. Well, whatever. My extension is fucked. But yeah, that one. I mean, maybe you get that, and until you get a good corruption. It's probably from Uber, from the boss they teased yesterday. Most likely, no. Thank you, Sakar. Because we'll see. So this adds extra effects, no? This is extra. So for example, what are we reading now? Rampancy was the attack speed thingy. I think that looks very not appealing, especially losing HP gives me PTSD and what, I don't know. Maybe in some particular builds, like a Frenzy Stacker with the Sword Catcher or something, you know? And Rampancy would get increase haste. Okay, I mean, that's kind of cool. Haste is 30% movement speed. So you can be giga fast and giga... This is the like zoom, 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 zoom bullshit. But you must use this amulet then. No? Oh shit. Increase health per 10 brutality. That's kind of, I mean... So what, if you're playing like, let's just say you're playing, I don't know, multi-strike, right? So you have like a 6 mana cost or whatever it is. Or is it, no, well, I mean, mana cost doesn't work like that on that ability. Whatever, you're playing, I wonder how is it gonna work with Warpath? Or Erasing Strike. Erasing Strike, you get it to what, to like 20 mana cost or something? 30, 40? Because I assume the echoes won't count, right? Because that's not mana cost, that is mana consumption. So it has to be the tooltip, basically, right? Whatever the tooltip says is what this will pull from. I mean, sure, I could lose some armor to get Giga HP. Okay, I mean... Interesting. Dexterity, let's see. 4 dodge rating. Pretty weak, honestly, no? The 4 dodge rating, in general, I always feel like it's kind of... When has this flat dodge from dexterity made a difference? Kill, if I speak, is it dog shit? Okay, so far... Okay, guys, these are the attributes, okay? These are the attributes, okay? So this is apathy, or rampancy, whatever it's called. Rampancy. Yeah? This one is brutality. And this one is Gil. Turns you into a straight Chinese. You're shifting into a gamer god of Asia if you wear these things. You know, I think like this is for white people. This is for Asian gods. Super crazy this stat, no? Korean Overlord stat. It's a zoom fucking APM shenanigan. 0.3 cooldown recovery for movement skills per point. 0.3. So it's every 100 dex, it's 30% cooldown. So you can get 60% cooldown. 60% cooldown on movement speed. But it depends. In some, obviously in shift is not that important, but in some other things it's gonna be important. Like Fury Leap, for example. Bro, 60 CDR on Fury Leap. And you're building like Serpent Strike or whatever. There's for sure gonna be... I think you need to think outside of the box. So far, Brutality to me looks the best as a base stat without the amulet. Brutality looks to me the best on Spellblade and on Lich, maybe? Because you get armor, you don't really care about the other stuff. And this looks the best for me on Druid, actually, or Beastmaster. Because Fury Leap is a long cooldown, and it's a strong ability with invulnerability and things. So I think you gotta take a look at it from like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's as yeah, Void Cliff, yeah, things like you wouldn't do, right? And again, the thing is like, you obviously wanna get something that has the dexterity tag, because you're gonna have to build a lot of it. That's what I'm thinking, like, again, Serpent Strike, and there's some abilities in there that skill with dexterity. I think Javelin, no? So, bro, you play Javelin, it has a dexterity tag, and then you make it like the banner with a cooldown or whatever the fuck, and you get 60% cooldown of that. Aren't you like raining smites like crazy? I don't know. Maybe smite is not a good idea. Maybe you go full hit damage. We'll see. Very finicky, but this is definitely something that people are gonna cook week 3, you know? This is definitely not straightforward, but... I mean, I'm personally the least excited about this one, because it looks... You know what this stat is for? This is a dread stat. Yeah, this is a dread... Exactly. NG. This is a dread stat. This is dexterity stacking black hole. You know what I'm saying? Or some things. What does dexterity do with the amulet? Gil. Tends to take 0 damage per hit with 10 gil. So it's 20% immortality with 200 dex. I mean, this chance to take damage when hit, you can get a lot now, no? Because you have parry, you have this, you have the helmet, you have... How much can you get of this now? Well, you can get 300 dex. I've seen it. I've done it on Falconeer. You can get 300 dex. And it comes with 20 attributes, this bullshit. So you can get 30% for sure. Just on this item. And then you can get what? The chess piece? How much is the chess piece? The Wall of Nothing, is it? 16? So just with this, you could potentially be... And the helm too, yeah, the helm too. Is the mana one, no? What's it called now? Watch tab, guys. It's the mana one. This one. 8%. Yeah, but look at my cooking. You get this, you start dexterity, and you start Fury Leaping with immunity and Warcry. You know, Warcry, immunity, boom, immunity, and while you're not doing it, you're 50% immune or some shit. Or, I mean, will it be better than just playing Warpath? No. Will we make a video about it? Yes. Will we clickbait the shit out of it? Absolutely. Will we see a clip where it procs 20 times in a row and we call it Immortal Build and we just post it without context? Absolutely. I mean... okay. I mean... They definitely want you to dream with this one. They definitely want you to dream. Okay, this one is what I've seen already, because people were talking it on Discord, on my Discord DMs. Looks like the most straightforward to me. if someone, like, again, this one feels like it's already theory crafted, you know? Obviously, you lose the ward retention and you get a shit ton of damage. This doesn't matter because you just go reduced instead of bonus. So there's basically no downside here. And with the amulet, it's even crazier, no? Because the amulet gives you area. So 200 int is 80% area. Not mandatory, but the crit multi, I mean, really good. Meteor? No, I don't think. I mean, unless you're playing. If you're playing softcore, you play this on anything intelligence. Like any build on softcore, you do this. But in hardcore, you definitely don't do this on mage, or at least not regular mages, because you lose all your ward retention, right? All of it. I'm thinking, obviously, mana tanks, right? Which I have here open. Obviously, on Glacier, things like that. Because Glacier is pretty good, but it's lacking a bit of damage. But can you imagine Glacier with extra fucking, you know? This right now would have extra 140 crit multi. And extra what, like almost 60% area or something like that, you know? Primalist casters? I don't really see it because you don't really build int on that. And obviously Cleaver Solution comes to mind. Anything where you do Cleaver Solution comes to mind. Where you were just using the int for red rings or whatever comes to mind. But to me, Glacier seems very good. I mean, there's no downside basically, because you can go full, you can go crown and stuff, right? You can go fracture crown and just straight up don't care. And fracture crown on its own is how much 100 and something crit multi to begin with. Is it? I need to be a mage, no? $130 crit multi, yeah. And then you just go crazy like this. This build was already really good. So this version of the build, no, you don't play with this, by the way. This version of the build just got basically 130 crit multi on top, right? You're gonna be running around with 800 crit multi on this one. Do skill need to? I mean, ideally you wanna. I mean, you don't need. But the thing is, you wanna use a skill that scales with int because you're building it. So if you just build it for crit multi, well, okay, you're getting 100 crit multi, but you're losing 400 increased damage. So you don't want to be doing that, right? You want to double dip and triple dip. I mean, if you can triple dip, better, right? Or 4x dip or whatever the fuck. Leech, you know, Leech ward retention is not that important, and it lacks damage, so it's not a bad idea. What the fuck is that helmet? It's a special helmet. You have to craft it. You need to. It's a special item. You need to use a Rune of Ascendance, I think it is, with a very particular, with an item that has 22 tiers, and one of them has to be damage taken goes to mana and mana. I think the prefixes have to be that. There's a recipe. You can find it on Google if you just type. I mean, this one's very straightforward, and I think it's just going to be about finding the non-downsides. But again, if you're playing, let's just say you're playing Rune Master or whatever, you know, and you're playing the Lightning Blast Rune Master. I mean, sure, you know, you don't get any ward, wear this, kill uber fast, and lose all your defenses. I mean, why not? If you're playing softcore, why not? Didn't they show Amulet with double? Yeah, this one can get 2 at least, that we know of, because we've seen screens. This one can get 2. I don't know exactly how this item works. I don't know if you have to corrupt it, or if it's always corrupted, or I don't know what it is. Maybe if there's a... We'll see. But we've definitely seen 2 of these on this amulet. So it's probably from the new boss. Just like the ring, you know? Yeah, I was thinking about the ring, but it says that this only rolls on amulets, right? It only rolls on amulets, so you cannot... You could... Because imagine if you could get all of this on the new ring that you can corrupt multiple times, but this doesn't even roll on... And then apathy, increase mana regen, 0.2 current health loss when you directly cast a skill. I mean... Okay. And what does this do? Is the less damage taken? Less damage taken. Eh. I'm thinking. I mean, if you're playing some sort of like attunement stacker where the total mana doesn't matter, and you need mana regen, like let's just say you're playing Tornado, where right now you only want 600 mana, right? Because that's how much mana you get from the Gathering Storm thingy. I think 600 is the cap. Maybe you get the mana somewhere else, and then you just get mana regen, so you can stay in human form, or I don't know. Seems very niche. If a build needs mana regen, I don't want to play it. So this stat so far for me doesn't really exist. I'm not gonna lie. This one seems, but I mean, you're definitely. I mean, you get what if you have 200 attunement? This is 200% increased mana regen. So we're gonna see builds with like 100 mana per second and bullshit like that, no? With this thing, potentially really game breaking. But yeah, 400 actually, because it's 1 by 2, yeah. So potentially, I mean, this stat can break the game, because you are gonna be allowed to do things that you normally can't do. It's just a matter of looking at what abilities. 200 mana regen? Well, 200 increased, right? You will have like... no, but builds can already get like 40 mana per second, right? Pretty easily. So if you could throw this on top of that... well, I think you're gonna see builds that have 100 mana per second or whatever. You die? No, you don't die. Why? It's very small. Twisted Heart does more than this. Twisted Heart is 8% on a single cast, you know. And not only that, but you could play a build that... What if you're playing a build that is channeling? And it's current, it's not... You'll be fine. And lifesteal is so powerful. It's fine. But I could see, I don't know, maybe with Avalanche? This good Avalanche would be pretty cool, because I know Avalanche mana sustain is awful. I don't know. This seems like the least appealing, but you could do some shenanigans. I mean, if I had to rate them at the moment, I think Intelligence is Madness is probably the best, straight up. It's super. I mean, I think it's very straightforward, no? I could even see this being used on builds that if you just have a lot of attributes, right? Might as well get this conversion and you just get whatever. If you got 15 sitting there with Clever Solution, it's 50 crit multi, why not? You know? But again, even if you don't use this amulet, right? So this one is super straightforward, and again, you just go... I could see Woven Flesh making a super... I could see Woven Flesh being super meta, especially now with corruptions. Because this item is obviously very easy to get, because it drops from the boss. You can get it with 2 LP super easily, or even 3, right? But 2 is very easy. So you hit whatever you want in here, and then you corrupt it, and you're gonna have multiple of them, and just forget about it and stack Intelligence. I'm a big fan of Woven Flesh, by the way. I think it's a really good item. In fact, I think we have Woven Flesh in some builds even. I really like Woven Flesh, for example. I really like Woven Flesh on Acolyte. I really like Woven Flesh on Acolyte. And the Overkill damage leech as well. It is a good item. Hey, thank you, Vision. Good to see you, man. I do like this item a lot. And it's LP level 51. I'm not even trolling. I think Woven Flesh is sick. Like, I think this item, with Madness builds, why not? Like, you just forget about it, no? What else are you gonna wear on chess piece anyway? Doesn't Mage have crit reduction base type? No, it has crit avoidance. You want crit avoidance, not reduction. It's avoidance, and it has chest piece and helmet. So that's good. I mean, the best way to counteract this is to go crit avoidance, and it doesn't matter if you have 300% increased bonus damage taken, because you can't get crit, so it doesn't matter, right? You just go crit avoidance with this, and that's it. It's only for spells too, so nice. And the area is also, I think, again, this is potentially very strong, especially on softcore, right? But potentially, probably the most balanced and the easiest to overcome, and the crit multi is actually really powerful. Very, and it seems like even at low quantities, it's gonna be impactful. Like, I like it. And again, keep in mind, you could get an amulet that has tier 7 crit multi, and then you corrupt it, and then it has this, so you get more crit multi on top, right? So, it looks good. I mean, on my tier list, Intelligence probably number 1, followed by Brutality, but I think Brutality is more... Again, you use this on builds that get so much fucking armor that they don't give a fuck, and you just have it, or you use it on things that get strength by default, and they need very, very, very little brutality to cap its effect. Again, I'm thinking Shatter Strike. I'm thinking, you know, because high mana costs, spammable things, where like 20 strength is gonna be enough to cap the 20% more damage. I mean, if you could wear an amulet that literally said, if you're wearing 2 red rings and you put this on your amulet, on Shatter Strike, it's 20% more damage. And you're getting increased armor from Arcane Shield anyway, so you have a shit ton of increased armor on that build anyway. You won't notice it, basically. You'll go from 5k armor to 4.5k, who cares? You could build it somewhere else, I'm sure. Yeah. So I think this one very straightforward, I guess, too. But again, I feel like you don't make brutality builds because of the cap, but I do think you're gonna make madness stackers. Again, getting extra is not gonna be bad, because again, if you wear the amulet, but I feel like brutality seems better without the amulet than with it, and it definitely seems like you want to be doing this with the amulet if possible. But because the area is also very strong. Depends on what the meta is, if clearing is important, which it looks like it's gonna be with this Omen bullshit. And then what? Probably Rampancy next, but only for softcore and only if you're Chinese. This one doesn't exist to me. But Barry, if you want to cook something super original, this is what you go for sure. Again, I'm thinking, I am definitely not thinking Rogue. I am definitely thinking Primalist, or yeah, with Fury Leap and using, again, Serpent Strike or something that scales with dexterity. And maybe Javelin with Banner and cooldown, and getting the cooldown that way because you're making a movement skill. I don't know, something like that. And then this one seems like whatever. Search Pelvet, yes, Search. Search looks good, yeah. Search. Yeah, but definitely not Rogue. And again, the reduced armor, again, on Spellblade, not that important. And you're gonna be... And this makes you immune too, no? We talked about this. This makes you immune with the amulet. It gives you immunity. And then, obviously, Search makes you immune. I don't know, we'll see. Alright! Corrupted subtypes. There are some new item subtypes we are adding to Season 4. These can only be acquired while corrupting items. It isn't a guarantee, but the risk might pay off. Are you gonna fuck my perfect base with some bullshit softcore base? Over Smelter's Wrath with Brutality? For sure, for sure. For again, whenever you are corrupting relic, class requirement is taken into account, okay. For relics, you might see things as a bottle time. A new subtype for Rogue. It does. What are these? Am I blind or is this quality? Okay, whatever. Increase movement speed, increase cooldown recovery speed, increase damage over time taken 17%. I can't wait to see the Chinese / Korean fucking bottled of time. What was this thing called? Fucking Gil build from. Yeah, I mean, this seems if I corrupt my relic and it turns into this shit, I'm throwing it away. This is low level. Hope so. I hope so. For mages, Aberrant Eye. What does it do? 30% of maximum health gate as War Decay threshold, 7% reduce health. So nice EHP trade, I guess, Kappa. Like there might be a reason you want to reduce your health if you have like... Yeah, I mean, this seems stupid. I'd rather have health and War Decay threshold on every build, just because Leech is a thing. Even on spellcasters with Twisted or whatever. This is... you're never gonna use this because you're gonna be using Twisted, right? So this doesn't exist, okay? Okay, I mean... I hate this type of items, like a softcore bullshit. Like, I don't care. And then we have a... What is this? With rings, you may come across Corrupted Insignia. This gives you increased cooldown recovery speed for a bait and grants Frenzy when you bait. Okay. In exchange for increasing your damage taken while you have Frenzy. While I have it. I thought they were gonna do while you don't have Frenzy. So... while I have it? Okay, so do you want a red ring that makes you take less damage? Or, hear me out, you can get this shit, huh? And take damage. Bro, the Koreans are already thinking this is best in slot. Jokes aside, Billy item. Death Star is a subtype for amulets. Will reduce your armor, but grants you less damage over time taken and increase your damage over time. See, that's actually kind of interesting. Because, for example, if you're playing a mage, you have, you know, you can use Flame Ward for hits. And things like Uber Avaroth, where damage over time is very dangerous. This could be a good trade, I think, on certain encounters. Is there a photo? No photo. Okay. While corrupted items cannot be modified, they can still be shattered if they would at normal. Okay, so you can still get resources from them if you don't like it. However, the new affixes, okay, you cannot get the shards. You can also sell corrupted items to vendors. Yeah, we sell a lot of items in this game. Thought they likely won't offer much. Okay. Maybe it's better to keep them in your stash as a reminder of what could have been. And they show us a ruined 4LP ladle that cannot be equipped. Now, would you corrupt this item? And you should, unless you're a pussy, right? Because it's just pixels. But why not? Because you might lose it forever, no? Because keep in mind, if this happens, it means you're forced to play Last Epoch for longer or quit. Those are your two options. You're still gonna send it? It depends on the math. If the math is good, I think it's fine. If the math is retarded, then no. Now, what I'm trying to explain is, let's just say this is all the outcomes, right? And let's just say half of them are bad, right? Straight up bad. There's like, I don't know, 10% that is like the item is gone completely. And then there is like, I don't know, 70% that is like, okay, something decent, like 1% more pen, who cares? But let's just say that I only have like 1 in 10 chance to get the actual thing that makes it worth it. Do you hit this, you know? So it depends on what the distributions are. If the distribution is like this, you know, slam all the time. I mean, guys, I will. I mean, I don't care. I'm just thinking, you know, the people who are on Reddit complaining about how farming items with 1LP is hard, will they? I don't know. I don't know how much people will interact with this. And I think items, so far, I think items that can get multiple LP are automatically worst in the meta. So you definitely want to go for 1LP items meta even more, which is what we push on Maxroll. That's what we believed in already. But we didn't thought imprints were going to be as strong as they are. If imprints get nerfed and corruption works the way I think it's work, 1LP items are king. Even more than ever, basically. Because it's going to be very easy to get 1LP copies of what you want, and then you just corrupt until you hit the actual good outcome. But that's what I'm thinking at the moment. 1LP items king. Especially because I am expecting changes to imprints, even though Mike has said that there won't be. Like, I don't know if I believe that. It's up to you to decide if it's worth corrupting your favorite piece or equipment or not. If successful, the payoff may be magnificent. I like this word. Reminds me of you, chat. But if the corruption overtakes the entire item, you may be left with a weaker item or ruin it, making it entirely equipable. I mean, this is good. It's good adrenaline, good content. We're going to have some clips for sure, for sure. Okay, so, for example, would I corrupt this item? Absolutely. This is so easy to get. Like, who cares? No? Absolutely corrupt this one. Who gives a shit? You have 20 of this by the time you get a rune of corruption. And it's not even double tier 7 and stuff. So this for sure. And he actually hit a tier 7 corruption, right? So... Okay, I have a question. If I have this already crafted, can I have it again? Can I get if I have an amulet with crit multi, can I hit crit multi again? Because he basically got the only 3 stats that are usable for this build, right? Because you can get 2 minion damages for melee, 2, and 1 pen of the type you're doing. So normally you would want to have these 2, and then corrupt the penetration, right? Most of the time. Can it happen again? Because then this that I'm talking about, it's even more. Otherwise, they would have to make some unique, like, plus levels. What do you mean? Does plus levels corruption exist? Have they said that? Can you corrupt plus skills? And how many? Or we don't know. We're just speculating. There's no way you can't get plus kills. There's no... For sure we're gonna get it, right? I think Mike said +1 on Amulet and Helmet. Okay. So the Amulet, the attribute stuff is competing with +1s. Only Amulet and Helmet? Okay. No, we will see. Let's see the other one. What the fuck is this? Okay, so this is a tier 7. Tier 5, tier 5, tier 5. I'm kind of worried that they're showing crit avoidance on chess piece as a good thing. who's playing this character? But okay. This is Primordial Sealed Affix. This is the what drops from the beasts, no? The +1 shadows. It's like the champion affix, no? But that can only drop from the special beast. I'm pretty sure this can only drop from the beast. Am I correct about this? The Primordial Sealed Affix. Ah, okay, no. So this is a tier 1 sealed. Sorry, I was misunderstanding. This is +1 sealed, but +1 shadows is a champion affix, no? So that's the champion affix. Ah, it's a set affix. It's the new one. I thought it was +1 shadows, because +1 shadows is champion affix, no? On am I correct about this though? Okay, so that's from what? From the new set, from the Doppelganger set, the shadow set. Ah, I see. +1 shadow is really strong. Really strong. Okay, so that's regular seal. This is primordial seal, which would be the one you use, you know? So you do that, and then you craft something, okay? With the rune. And then he got the corrupted slot, which we said it's gonna go on the forge under it, no? If you put this item on the forge, it's gonna show like this, right? Prefix, suffix, no? Sealed, primordial, corruption. Yeah? It's gonna show like this. That's what I'm understanding. Regular seal, primordial, corruption. That's what I'm understanding. And he hit at 12 to all attributes with at least 7 corrupted non-idol items. Huh. That's pretty strong. It's a tier 6, so it goes even higher. So it's gonna go to 14 or something like that, minimum. Even more, could depending on how it scales. But I would say 14, maybe, tier 7. Maybe 15. 7 corrupted non-affix. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you don't need that many. I'm thinking, what would I corrupt? I would, for example, obviously you corrupt the chess piece because the affix is on the chess piece. So 1. Double red ring, for example. 2, 3, right? The amulet, 4. Because I think amulet corruptions are gonna be for sure. You corrupt anything, yeah, but some things you're not gonna corrupt because it's not gonna be realistic. You're for sure gonna corrupt Shatter Walls, for example, because getting 1 LP Shatter Walls, who cares, right? Just corrupt all of them. Maybe 1 LP Boots being corrupted, you know? Okay. So this is potentially how many attributes again? Fucking... Huh. Fucking 100 attributes is bullshit, you know? At maximum level. Okay, I mean... Will this happen though? The right base and everything. It depends on the numbers. Okay, that's it for corruption. So they don't tell us anything else. Did I miss anything else? 2 to 3, 38. No. No. 3. I don't think I missed everything, no? There is no guarantee that mod can appear on the other item slots. I mean, you're correct, yeah. But I mean, I'm only assuming what I'm seeing, right? So I only know it's there. Seems very strong. And if they said, Rody, if they said that plus skills goes on helmet and amulet, chest piece historically is the kind of thing to get this, no? The same on PoE, like percentage health goes on chest piece and that kind of stuff. And physical damage reduction goes on chest piece. That's the logic kind of I'm following. But maybe you can also get it on helmet or something, or belt. Or maybe you can get it everywhere. I mean, if you can get it everywhere, fucking hell. Does it say anything? Drop only. Doesn't say. Well, we know at least this chest piece, which is what I'm counting for. But again, this is primordial, so would you wear this over a regular primordial? Maybe at some point? Brutal shield bash. All right. Idol altars. How many? Has anyone counted them? How many? Did anyone count? In addition to Rune of Corruption, Omens might drop a new type of item called altars. This can be placed in a new slot above your idol inventory. Okay, so this thing, okay, makes sense. Immediately changing the shape of properties of your idol grid. This unlocks a variety of new ways to optimize idols in your builds. 12, 13? Okay, that's a lot. That one looks very strong. That one that we just saw. I have a screenshot of the old ones, but I don't have the new ones, so I'll have to update it. And does anyone have a screenshot with all the ones they've teased? Like side by side of something, so we can look at it and theorycraft a bit? If anyone finds that on Reddit or whatever, or and wants to and shares it with chat, feel free to link it in chat. All right. Idol altar affixes may affect the entire idol grid. Okay, so they have affixes. I see they have like implicits or something, no? Like they actually have text. They may affect the entire idol grid or just idols in refracted slots, which are the purple ones, or have other effects. Okay, mysterious. They may also roll with special refracted slots, which have their effects determined by the implicits or affixes of the idol altars. These are signified by glowing purple slots in your idol grid. Idols placed across one of more refracted slots have their affixes amplified and grant additional bonuses depending on the affixes on the idol. Amplified. We have it. Do you have a side-by-side? That's 1 month ago, but we have new ones today. I want to see the new ones. Because people counted like 14 today. What about the new ones? These ones I already know. I want the new ones. We'll take a look at them regardless, but... Only flashbang? Apologies. Alright. Okay, let's see what they can do. So if you, for example, if I place this one and it touches 2, it gets amplified twice, I would assume. I do have dark mode normally, but didn't expect it. Omen idols are a new type of 3x3 idol that drops from Omen windows encounters that are always corrupted. Okay. These are more powerful than standard idols of their size, with prefixes and suffixes of the same power as 1x4, 4x1, and the potential to roll with modifiers otherwise only available on 1x4, 4x1, or 2x2 idols. Interesting. So you can get like healing effectiveness, for example, and block effect on this ones or whatever. Or they might roll again echo damage on Warpath or whatever. Okay. And the rolls, yeah, this is a max rolled damage, cold damage per totem that only rolls on 1x4s. And this is a max rolled aftershock that can only roll on 1x4s too. And it also, and it is corrupted. They drop corrupted, which means you cannot enchant them. That's my assumption. You cannot. I like these items already, so I don't have to interact with Weaver idols. Like, I already like this. Okay. By default, you may only equip one Omen idol. Okay. But some idol artists may drastically increase these limits. 3 Omen idol. 2 maximum Omen idols. Okay, so that's one of the rolls that augments this. By default is 1. The refracted slots are always the same. The refracted slots. 3 armor per equipped corrupt idol. Okay. That's whatever is dog shit. 3 mana per refracted slot. Okay, dog shit. Increased mana regen per equipped ornate idol. Absolute dog shit. Increased effect of Weaver enchantment affixes for idols in refracted slots. Okay, that's actually interesting, because there's some very OP Weaver effects. Okay. Mike said there's no new properties. I mean, this is new. No? Increased effect of idols? I mean, I guess it's not new because it exists on the Reliquary Nest. Prophecies, you mean? Oh, okay, sorry, my bad. Oh, that's it? Okay, hell. To get this on COF? Well, I mean, they only drop from altars, so it doesn't matter. They don't work with prophecies, just like boss drops, you know? You have to kill omens no matter. Omen idols? I think it's the same. Omen idols drops from omens, no? Drop from omen window encounters. So cannot farm this with prophecies. It's the same for everyone. Just kill omens non-stop. You will get plenty? How do you know? I mean, it's not just about getting them. They have to be good. I wonder if the pool of mods is reduced. Like, I wonder if they have filtered the shit mods. And because for getting this on a regular idol 40 with 22, this is like... this is a notepad item, you know? And, oh, that's new too. 3% of hell. Well, it's not new, but you can get that as a corruption on idols. 3% of health. I wonder what the range is. And for example, you could get 3 of this, so 9% of health regen applies to ward is possible that we know of, because we know at least you can equip 3. So, and maybe more, right? We don't know if this can roll higher or no. So that with like that affix is this is very strong. Health regen was already broken. And Vessel of Strife. Vessel of Strife now, for example, is a Giga item. Bro, Vessel of Strife always drops with 1 LP. And then you corrupt it, and then you can also get this, like, bro, Vessel of Strife stonks. And it was already Giga good. Okay. Okay, do we have pictures of the new stuff or no? This? Can only keep 1? Yeah, but you can make it more with better tablets. So I guess you not only want the idols, you want a good tablet, right? I mean, to super min max it. It doesn't look like the difference on power for getting this super max rolled or average rolled is too big though, which is probably good. Like, again, don't get me wrong, sure, getting an extra Omen idol is great, but I'm calling this tablet. What are altars they're called? Okay, it's a tablet now. I don't care. Okay, altar. I'll learn. And for example, this one says increased effect of Weaver enchantment affixes. So only affixes. I wonder if this can roll regular affixes, like increased effect of suffixes, for example. Because imagine if you had here like a, like, I don't know, something really powerful on the suffix, like damage per shadow or shadow dagger effect or something like that. Shadow dagger penetration, sorry. And then you get 25% increased effect of the prefix twice. You get your idol is 1/5 stronger or whatever, 1/3 stronger. And you could potentially get that on multiple slots, no? So we'll see. What is the maximum we've seen of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is the maximum I've seen. That seems the strongest one. This one. For the current meta at least. The one that can do this. So you can get 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. Can you imagine like Warpath with 4 echo damage and melee void damage idols? Like fucking hell. I mean, nuts. Is there anything else? That's the only thing I can think of looking at this, like super obvious. I'm sure there's gonna be if you have a build that uses 1/3s, you might want to fill it all with 1/3s, you know? And then they give you this like extra little HP here and there, like this thing with extra HP per idol equip or whatever. So you don't miss out on the HP that you used to have with the 1/1, so you're incentivized to use this. Because let's remember that for a while, the meta was full HP on idols. So they definitely don't want that to be again, right? But I could see it happen, though. You get a bunch of these, you get effects. All right. Four tier 7 acid flask combo hit. It's gonna be a chase for sure, Rody. I'm thinking, does this really open up new builds though? It just makes the current build stronger. Like I'm thinking. because I think this, I don't know if this is giving us build variety or it's doing the opposite. Because basically, let's just, but in general, right? In general, if you have builds that are like a 20, right? You have builds that are like a 20, and then you have builds that are like a 10, yeah? So this build is twice as good as this one, yeah? It's twice as good. But there's only like a 10 difference of power between them, right? On a scale of 20. But if you grab these two builds and the next patch, you buff them both by 2, right? Now this one is a 40, right? And this one is a 20. So the difference is still like this one is double this one, but the numbers, the distance between their power actually got wider, so it's more noticeable. Because, you know, the one is gonna start hitting for 1 million, while the other one is at 500,000. Whereas before, one was hitting for 20 and the other for 10. Like, the distance is actually increasing. And I think what's happening too is that a lot of the times when you introduce like a multiplier of power, it doesn't apply equally to everything. Historically, what happens is like the builds that were here get multiplied by like 4 because they were already strong, and this makes, you know, the strength multiplies in itself. So now this one is not 20, now this one is 80, right? And this one that was 10, okay, it got a bit of power, but now it's 15, you know? So and so far, everything that I'm looking at, including corruptions, including idols, including the new attribute stuff, I think the best builds are getting better and nothing else matters, basically. Like the other stuff in proportion is gonna feel even weaker than before, even though technically there's more viable stuff, because the stuff that is powerful is so strong, nobody's gonna bother, right? I feel, especially after tier list started out and all that, which will happen instantly. Did I see the shield? Was that a new unique? The art looked similar. Is it this one? I didn't see it. You cannot be stunned. Maybe it's here. This is old, right? 1 month ago, it's old. You cannot get stunned. Chance to get haste, I think it was on block. Seems like a leveling item, no? You cannot be stunned with block. Level 24, chance to get haste for seconds after you block. Chance to block hits taken while moving. Block effectiveness per 1% increase movement speed. Oh shit, that's not bad. You're immune to slow. I mean, sure. I mean, thank you for sending it naked. Doesn't change anything, no? I think the new tab will open up a lot of weird builds. Yeah, but it doesn't matter if, again, if this is your top builds and all the builds that get enabled are here and people are used to this, this doesn't matter. This doesn't exist. And not only that, but it looks like in order to unlock these things, it's gonna take a lot of work, right? Because you need to get the affix, you need to get the corruption, you need to you don't just get it. Right? I'm saying what if the weird new builds, but what is gonna be there's nothing in these attributes that makes something enable. None of the items here are enabling anything really. Okay, you get more crit multi, you get more cooldown, you get more. I mean, none of this enables anything. It might be cool, you know, having Fury Leap on a 2-second cooldown. Is that really gonna enable something? No, I mean, you can play Fury builds now. It even has a cooldown reset mechanic built inside. You can even use potions to make it 0 cooldown. But doesn't matter if Warpath can spin around, and by the time you're getting this build is farming, you know, like, because this time you invest here, you could also put into these builds to make the gap even bigger. And I think corruptions are probably the biggest reason. I was listening to Mike on stream, and Mike was saying how like they kind of want to run away from 1LP items and builds being full uniques. And I don't see a world where this is more... This is going to be even worse. And again, depending on the power of corruptions, which we already seen some powerful stuff, I think the pool of items that people use might be even smaller. Frenzy items got pretty nerfed, like the sword catcher. I mean, it's the Fangs of the Berserker is a softcore item anyway. Let's see the weapon. Sword catcher, 20% and 60%. It's a pretty big nerf actually. Half the flat damage. We were using this on some builds on Rive and some other stuff, I think. The frenzy stacking. $6, $6. And you not fuck yourself in the ass. That's nice. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, what I was talking about, I feel like items that are farmable, that are 1LP maximum realistically, are gonna be even stronger than before, especially for launches and shit. And this is without knowing what's going to happen with imprints, obviously, because imprints, for me, are a big question mark. What happens with imprints? Because the only reason, or what happens with Nemesis also, right? Because the only reason we can get tier 7 items, triple tier 7s in the first place, it's because Nemesis, right? Without Nemesis, these items don't really exist on a reliable way. Too many casuals love them. Yeah, but what I'm saying is like you may be able to nerf them without nerfing the casuals, because the casuals are not getting 3 tier 7s. But what if they make it so imprints, I don't know, can only get 1 tier, you know? What if, you know, we'll see. I mean, if they nerf Nemesis, imprints are nerfed indirectly, like by a million, you know? But I'm expecting this to get nerfed, right? Especially if they want us to corrupt items, because if this is strong, Corruption Rune is less enticing to be used. But if this is weak, then Corruption goes up in relevance. Like, for example, good examples of this kind of items are, for example, what is it called? Shield Rush. Shield Bash. For example, these kind of items, you know? Fucking Event Horizon, fucking Horns of Kairos, Shattered Chains. These items that realistically you only get them with 1 LP, because the 2 LP is 1 in 1,000 or whatever the fuck, right? Even on COF. This item with 1 LP is extremely easy to get with 1 LP. It's 1 in 8, right? But with 2 LP, it's fucking 1 in 800. So getting 1 LP is super easy from the boss. Super easy, right? You're getting multiple an hour. So eventually getting this with the Giga Corruption is going to happen. 100%. But items that are, for example, something like Apathismo, right? On Void Knight, for example, on Warpath. Where is it? So something like World Splitter is also easy. But for example, World Splitter. Getting World Splitter with 1 LP is giga easy, right? Getting 2 LP is also giga easy. 3 LP is pretty fucking rare. Now the question is, would you rather have a 2 LP corrupted or a 3 LP uncorrupted? And potentially, is a 1 LP World Splitter with a good corruption better than a 2 LP with like double tier 7, for example? Well, it depends what the corruptions are going to be, right? 2 LP is not super easy. It is pretty easy. It's 1 in 100, and you can kill this boss a lot. I mean, for people like us, it's very easy, you know. For people who play a lot, it's very easy. Especially if you compare it, again, we're comparing this to the other one that was 1 in 1,000, right? Like, it's different leagues. So I think items that are, again, items that are normally, people are happy with getting them with 1 LP. Okay, what are the items that are the easiest to get with 1 LP? Right? Very easy to get with 1 LP, but still very powerful, you know? You know, Twisted, Nihilis, right? Red Rings. When I'm talking about these items that most people are happy if they have 1 LP on these items and they don't really care. Even though you can get a 2 LP Nihilis, you can get a 2 LP Twisted and 3 LP Twisted Heart, but most people are gonna be okay with 1 LP Red Rings, right? Vessel, right? Shattered Worlds, right? Okay, did Shattered Worlds got worse or better than an item that is easy to get with 3 LP? Did the distance between these two items grow or not? So, I don't know, between... Or even Titan Heart, for example. Because Titan Heart, right? Titan Heart, you normally people get 2-3 LP on Titan Heart, right? But you had to get it, and then you gotta slam it. Well, there's like something like... I don't know, Wings of Argentus. Or a primordial chess piece, the low life chess piece, the bird, right? That most people are happy with 1 LP on that item, right? Because it's a primordial, it's a piece, is super annoying, yeah. So this item with this new system is actually getting more value, you know, than this item, because getting the 3 LP, even though it's possible, is one of the only reasons it can eventually compete with this item. But now this item, you're going to be able to have many copies and brute force power into it. Whether this, you might not get many attempts. So my guess, just like analyzing this from a very... Again, and when I'm talking about all of these topics that I'm talking about, so let's just say the season, this is the season, right? The season launches. So this is the season launch, this is power, and this is time, yeah? Season launches, and you go like this, right? So obviously what I'm talking about is, and they just say this is like 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, infinite, yeah? What is very, very important when it comes to making guides and deciding what is the meta is what happens here, right? Even here, I would say. This is what the most important. It doesn't really matter if there is a build that eventually, once you have 3 tier 7s, blah, 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 and you blah, 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 eventually this build is super good. It doesn't matter, because people play here and people want to start strong. But this is what defines the meta, not someone who pops 3 months later with a build he's farmed on one of these builds, right? So my opinion is that instead of going for these items that took a long grinding annoyance, we're gonna theory craft around items that you can get here and that you can get many of. So fishing for a corruption is eventually deterministic, basically. Right? Because if you have 1 LP Nihilis and you get 100 of them, which you can do, right? You just kill 100 Ubers and boom, you know? And again, you can reroll them, you can do whatever the fuck, right? And then eventually, one of them is gonna hit a corruption that is plus kills or whatever you can get, yeah? Well, what is better? A 3 LP Nihilis with good rolls and a single tier 7? Or trying to get a 2 LP Nihilis with good rolls, hit 2 tier 7s, and then you're gonna corrupt it? I mean, some people might do it, but I think for the 99.99%, for what actually meta-defining, this is how you play the game, this is the meta, in my opinion. Obviously, this is just my own opinions. I just read the patch notes right now. Well, the patch notes, this information we got. But again, it also depends what kind of game, what you play, right? If you're playing softcore trade, you know, and you're interacting with botters and indirectly you're getting items that you shouldn't get, right? Because the economy is fucked and blah, blah. Sure, you might be able to have more fun in here. If you only play one build for like the entire of 2 months, sure, you might get to this point. This point will still exist. Like there's gonna be people who are gonna have triple tier 7, you know, 2 LP Nihilis, double tier 7 perfect corruption. It will happen, right? Just depending on how many people play. But 99% of the players, and especially during the first weeks of gameplay, which is what matters for content and for meta and for establishing what's good, fuck that, right? So I'm already calling, again, things like Twisted Heart even stronger than before. Things like Red Rings even stronger than before. Things like Bulwark of the Abyss, the shield, stronger than before. Things like Event Horizon, stronger than before. Things like Primordial items, stronger than before. Julra items, like, again, Julra Stardials or whatever they're called. Vessel of Strife. Things like, again, the helmet, the Seed of Yggdrasil. All of these items that you normally get 1 LP, like, they're going stonks. Like, this item, for example, you know, this item on 1 LP is super easy to get. You can find a 3 LP. For example, I know Frozen Sentinel has a 3 LP of this that he still hasn't crafted on. Not only corrupted, he hasn't crafted on it. He just has it on the inventory waiting for the perfect Exalt, right? Because that happens a lot, right? I talked a lot about this. For example, I have this relic, Anchor. I have Anchor of Oblivion with 3 LP. I've never crafted on it, actually. You know, I got it, I waited, and then I don't even know where it is. I dropped this with 3 LP, and I have never crafted on it. Just because, you know, the season ended before I found something worthy of crafting. But now, 1 LP of this? Well, I craft whatever I want, corrupt it, next. Because I'm gonna be able to get this like 20 an hour with 1 LP. The problem is getting, again, this super rare 1 in 10,000 3 LP, blah, 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 that will never happen again. These items, especially because they're very frustrating to deal with, why do that when you can just, like, brute force? I mean, it all depends on what corruptions are, obviously. But, I mean, they showed a few, and they look... I don't know if they only showed the good one, like the super stronger ones. But obviously this... For example, this all attribute bullshit. Let's just say you can get plus 14 attributes. Okay, so at the moment in the meta, you have items that are almost super meta, almost super meta. For example, Core of the Mountain, right? Core of the Mountain is an item that you guys know I'm a big proponent of Core of the Mountain. I have it on many builds, but it's still an item that you don't see that often. When you see people playing softcore and when you see people playing, when you see people playing Core of the Mountain, in softcore, a lot of people just go for 2 or 3 LP. What is it called? Guys, I'm completely washed up. The one from Aberoth. This one, Null Portento, okay? Null Portento, it's an item that you see a lot of these like Chinese blasters and softcore gamers and, the people who play trade and shit. You will see a lot of these people with this item with 2, 3 LP double tier 7, right? For sure. Because it's actually doable. You can get it, right? And eventually you brute force it, you trade until you hit the double tier 7. Whereas getting Core of the Mountain with multiple, with 2 LP, right? Because of you have to drop it from the boss and blah, blah, blah. It's a bit more annoying. The rolls are important. This item you don't see as often. But getting this with 1 LP is super easy. So, because normally people settle on this item on 1 LP way easier than they settle on Null Portento in 1 LP, these corruption thing changes are actually making it so Null Portent has actually less value now than Core of the Mountain for next patch. Because imagine you can get Core of the Mountain until you hit these fucking 14 attributes or whatever. And now this is giving you 24 attributes, bro. Core of the Mountain, plus the immunity, plus the... Like, how crazy is that? And Wings of Argentus is another case where Wings of Argentus definitely gets value out of this. Because again, 2 LP Wings of Argentus, not really happening, right? 1 LP Wing of Argentus, and you can hit a corruption now? Hell yeah. And corrupting a Wing of Argentus is not going to feel bad, right? Because you know you're going to have a lot of chances. If you just farm the boss, you eventually will get multiple and multiple and multiple. You have a 2 LP Wings, never crafted it? Yeah. Same. Oh my god. Mordred ARPG. Do you want a kiss? That would be lovely if you have that. You can link it in chat if you want. Yeah, you can just link it here. It's fine. What other items are like Giga 1 LP? What other items are like Giga 1 LP? Yeah, Omnis goes crazy, no? Especially with it seems like they buffed the plus kills. For sure, good. Aurora, yeah, Aurora for sure. Like all of these items that you're happy with 1 LP, they're definitely gonna go higher. Mountain chest, I was talking about that. Core of the Mountain is gonna be good. Is that how do I do this? Just in case it's a cock, Okay, it's not a cock, guys. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mordred. That's really kind of you. Thank you and use it? Yeah, save for later, right? Save for later. What happened? Okay. Okay. Time to draw. All right. So where is the one that okay, this one is the one that I mentioned that to me looks really good. This looks really good, right? Oops. 1x4s, and then you have the 3 slots here, so you can either get a 1x3 with extra effect 3 times or different 1x1s. Like, this seems pretty giga. This seems pretty giga. You can put your Omen Idol there, yeah. Just a 1x3. Get it. This to me to me it looks the best, quite obviously, but you know. One, two, three, four, 5. You can get a lot of 1x3s. And 1x3s are definitely big winners too here. I mean, I would say obviously this should be as good as this, but it's not because the 3 slots are not together. And 1x4s vertical are way worse, right? There's not really builds that use those. So this one is like, it's just a different color. Like brown for poop. Again, maybe I'm missing something, but this one seems shit. First one seems crazy with 3 Omen Idols. First one? Why first one? Why first one? I mean, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 2x2s. Has more slots. And you just win this from the regular one, no? That's the only difference. This one is normally blocked and now you unlock it. One, two, three, 1, 3. And then that's the only difference. You get 1 extra, no? From regular. And you mapped it wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2. I mean, there's no other ways to fit more of this here. You can't do more. 3 4x1s. So you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. Yeah, but what build uses this? Any Warlock, yeah, but if you're playing Warlock, do this. If you're doing Warlock, do this. Profane Idol duration and cast it when cursed. 4 of those. The other way, yeah, but the other way is worst. Because again, the 1x4s are vertical. I don't think there's a single build that uses them, no? And this one is like the regular one, and it only has 1 of this. So again, this one is okay, but I nothing like in my head explodes here. I mean, you could do 4, 1, oops, 1, 2, oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You could do this. But what would I use on this? Like, I don't know. Definitely for sure the best version for the builds that I can think of would definitely be this. Because there's actually builds that want this. But all the builds that want this, I'd rather have this. For the extra 4x4. For sure. And maybe if you have a build that actually wants 1x3s, but also needs one 4x4 for proccing totems or something like that on primal, I could see that for primalists maybe. Like you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Something like this I could see. Yeah, but you can only get one Omen Idol equipped, Habano Loco, by default. So it doesn't matter, right? It obviously depends. It obviously depends what the role of max Omen Idols competes with and how easy they are to get. Yeah, they showed up to 3, but you have to get it, right? And can all boards get that? I don't know. Do all boards roll equally? Because I assume they balance them somehow. Yeah, I mean, this one is definitely super flexible. If you have this one with good rolls, you're okay with any build, really, you know? But this one is straight up, like, without having to roll anything, just the default size, you get this size. There's builds that are getting giga strong. And the other ones, I don't really see a difference. Like, again, playing Warpath with four 1x4 idols, it's insane. Because you gotta realize how much you're getting on that build on those idols. It's like, what, 90% increase melee void damage and 150 echo damage. Like, what? Like then, I mean, we're this is what I'm assuming, okay? What I'm assuming is that the more of these squares, the stronger the purple, no? The more limited you are on big idols, the text on these idols might be better. So it's like a pick of your own poison kind of thing. Do you want more freedom but less purple slots? Or do you want less freedom but more purple slots? That's kind of what I'm guessing, no? And obviously then a lot of the meta layouts use just like what? Just anything that you can fit, like the regular layout, but on top of that you get shit, right? Like, for example, I don't know, like a Judgment build, you should get this, and then on top you get this. Why not, you know? But yeah, I mean, and the same goes for this, right? Well, not that one in particular, but 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, I don't know, something like that. Actually, yeah, I don't even know what you do in that one. There's a couple, right? This one too. It also depends what the prefixes are, no? Because, for example, I was talking about how we saw that, imagine if this one here, you roll something like suffixes on idols, on refracted slots, 30% effect. And then you're playing a Sentinel and you get your 2x2s with 500 block effect. So now you're getting 30% block effect of all these idols. Like that's insanity, right? Like I think the purple slots may outweigh the freedom of form. Because again, this bullshit of effect seems it can get pretty crazy. No? especially on some idols. But I mean, we know that at least you can get Weaver idol effect 20-something%. That's not that great, because Weaver effect, just getting the Weaver effect to begin with, fuck that, you know? The Weaver suffixes or whatever. But if you can get like something like augmented suffixes, augmented prefixes, which I think we're gonna get because it exists on the Reliquary Nest. Bro, you combine that and then you get Reliquary Nest on top of it, the relic, and your idols are giving you 50% increased effect block and 50% increased X. So, to be honest, I mean, I can tell you for sure, just looking at this, that this is gonna be really strong just because it immediately, you know, builds that really love idols get better. But it, depending on what the purple slots do, and anything that I'm saying right now could change, right? Completely. And for example, this looks that for example, Judgment, this looks stronger than this because it's 4 slots. You have the same amount, you have more, you have one less 1x1, but you have more slot, and you could get the reflected effect bullshit on the slots themselves. Boost doesn't stack. I think it stacks because they're intentionally putting an idol here, and you could see both of them glowing. So if you have a 20% boost here and a 20% boost here, and you put a single idol, I'm pretty sure you get a 40% boost on whatever affix. That's how it should work. Otherwise, why would they show that, no? Oh, Mike said an idol being in a refracted slot or not is a binary state and it's not a multiplier per slot. Okay, then, I mean, the person who recorded the trailer is just a noob, I guess. I mean... across one or more refracted slots have their affixes amplified or grant additional bonuses. Or Mike is cooked. And historically, Mike has had to delete some comments of my videos, you know? So... it doesn't sound like it's stuck. Yeah, but I mean, some effects proc, no? When the thing is occupied, no? I don't know, we'll see. Any interesting stuff? Yeah, I think today was way more interesting than yesterday, at least for my opinion. Because again, killing monsters is just killing monsters. Mike said he tested it. Yeah, he also tested the primordial weapon last time, you know? Turns out it was bugged. So he was testing it, but it wasn't. Maybe this is bugged, and that's why he's not getting. You know? But yeah, but it says idol get X bonus when in a refracted slot, not per slot. Yeah, but there's also lines per slot, no? Yeah, maybe you're right, Sekar. But then the trailer is a bit misleading, no? But then obviously this wouldn't be as good. But again, do I want to do omens? Maybe just do 1x1s here and get 3 times the effect, right? That would also be good. We'll see. You could also use... And ideally, you want to be... With this one, you want to be like crazy or what? You want to be doing like a 2x2, a 2x2, a 1x2, a 1x2, a 1, and a 2. Something like that. So you get all this effect like 6 times, basically. Is this like a Nazi? People are going to do some crazy drawings here. Why would you do this, though? This has to be very strong if you want to do this. Two 1x3s? Oh, but if you want every slot to be activated, that's what I'm saying, right? I'm a basic bitch, honestly. I'm just gonna go for the top H's. Ah, I see this one. Yeah, I see. Yeah, you are correct. And then you do this, you do this, you do this, this, and whatever, no? I mean, depending on if, I mean, this is gonna be strong if imagine you have two Omen Idols, right? Because now you're getting more value than you were ever getting. I was talking with the Maxroll guys. How the fuck are we gonna put this on the guides? Because this seems to me like very dependent. So we're probably just gonna, unless something is very obvious, we're probably just gonna keep it on aspirational so people have an idea. But yeah, I think to me this one seems, again, because just looking at the builds that dominate the meta at the moment, this just seems strong. But again, it depends. You know, it depends. It depends of it depends on the patch notes, honestly. What the best builds that get the best idols, that get the best corruptions, tier list will change, right? But Warpath for sure gets big gains of that. Erasing Strike, pretty good gains. Judgment Paladin, not that big, I think. What is Bear? I mean, Bear can go crazy with yeah, Bear is gonna go pretty crazy. Minion cooldown with aspect of the shark effect, 2 of them, 4 of them. But I wonder if we're gonna do this, or if we're gonna go Primordial. We'll see. We will see. I expect this to get nuked anyway. We'll see. 4 huge idols with chance of not using Silver Shroud. Yeah. But the question is, like, are you gonna give that overpower? Because idols most of the time are damage now, no? Nowadays they used to be always for HP, and ever since they changed the LP system, I feel like idols are more and more used for damage, no? We'll see. Play mana is using mana idols, no? I mean, these builds, bye-bye, no? This build goes down for sure. But for example, fucking Warpath, on terms of idols, obviously, it might not change the build. Bro, can you imagine? Giga idols. We'll see. Reflex Shaman, fucking hell. I think this one is also gonna go fucking crazy. These fucking idols. The duration of Profane Veil, and the one that has also the Caspid when cursed. That one is fucking crazy. Where's the Caspid? Warlock. Dead. What else? Multi-shot. Multi-shot, big damage buff. But again, it's not as good as the chess piece, but it is substantial. You know, getting 4 of this. These are like 200 damage per idol, you know. So this build, just like that, this build got 400% increased damage. Just like that. You know. That's again, there's not gonna be that many builds that suddenly, because they got an extra slot, they got 400% increased damage out of it. Like, this is actually probably the biggest like increase. Now, is gonna make multi-shot much better? Probably not, because it has bigger problems. But it is getting 400% increased damage. This build, just with this change. What other build? Let's see if we can find the build that can get the most damage out of the gate. Just with this. Heartseeker, no? Maybe? Heartseeker doesn't need get recurve bullshit. Recurve Heartseeker. Maybe you go for this now that you can fit like 3 of this plus that or something. Yeah, Berry Q for sure. Berry Q for sure. But we'll see what they do with that, no? Abomination. But really, I don't know. Incendiary, yeah, but I guess you're gonna be able to get an extra 1x3. I don't know. I don't. But that's how much damage of the total build that is, Misha. It's not that much. Like 20% cooldown is not on a build that already has 100. Like, yeah, but it's not gonna feel any different. It's not gonna be any different. I feel. You're gonna go from a few from 4 idols to 5 or 6 maximum. Who cares? What else? Is there a chill chance on this one? On idols? Chance to inflict time rot? No, but there's no. It's not as good. I mean, what is the build that has the strongest idols in the game? Yeah, I mean, the Omen idols and all that, of course, is gonna change things, but just out of the gate, just with the shape, what build is getting Giga? There's definitely also the aftershocks. Yeah, Warlock for sure. Warlock is going crazy. Profane Veil Duration with Caspid with Curse, 4 of those. You're gonna go from 60% increased duration, fucking, you know, from 30 to from 60 to 120 is actually like, I mean, it's gonna be pretty nuts. Is there actually any meaningful way to farm those idols or just some prophecies? No, not even that. You kill omens and pray. That's why I'm not really counting on the omen stuff. Yeah, we were talking about Heartseeker. I opened it already. Heartseeker for sure. The recurve would be... You can get 4 of those now. Warpath gets a lot. What is a Racing Strike doing these days? It's just mana, no? Kill when skill echo increase damage. And you need the shred, so it doesn't change much. Yeah, Warpath I was talking about. Warpath for sure, Giga. But what else? I think all the minions for sure get big because you use the minion melee attack speed. You know, you're gonna get 4 of those. That's gonna be good. Or aspect of the shark and anything Primalist idol. Primal is really good. Really good. An extra piece? No, you just one. That's for just a weapon for Sabertooth. What else? Shadow Cascade. Shadow Cascade uses these ones. Mana efficiency. Sync Strike. You can get 4 mana efficiency on Sync Strike. Yeah, multi-shot per arrow, I think it's the strong. So far, I think it's the strongest I found for actual raw. This build just got 400% increased damage with this change, you know? I don't think I have found a build where... And that build normally is running like what? That build normally runs like 1000 or so increased damage, no? Because you get like 500 from the chest, 506 I think it is max rolled. Then you get 200 from helmet, 200 from idol, 200 from idols plus dexterity, no? For Umbral? Yeah, but are we gonna use Umbrals now, Afro? Remember, Umbrals don't exist anymore. Because I don't know how we're gonna use Umbrals. So what do they do now? Because the Bladestorm is gone and who the fuck knows, no? With Reliquary, yeah, you could do Reliquary, yeah. And imagine if you can get multi-shot with the idols, you get 4 of those, you get Reliquary, and then you also get the implicit on the actual thingy that gives you fucking suffixes of your idols are like twice as blah blah blah, you know? Could get nuts. What do you think of the new slash skill? I don't know what I don't know what that is. Slash? I haven't seen any skill. What does Acid Flask do on idols? Nothing. Well, they haven't showed it yet, so I'll tell you tomorrow. I don't know what it does yet. If unique idols get affected by... Yeah, that's interesting. You get the Anurok fucking idol thingy. You get plus effect instead of maximum companion. Now you could get like potentially like an extra companion just with that, no? Yeah, like I talked about attributes for an hour. I think they're interesting. I think Madness is straightforward OP or very good with some things. Definitely Sorcerer. If you rely on Ward Detention, if you're playing softcore, sure, go for it, but I wouldn't do it on hardcore. It looks good on Leech for me, Madness. Umbral Blades is gonna be broken as fuck. But why? How? Umbral Blades or Bladestorm? Wasn't here yet? Yeah, no worries. You'll have the bot anyway if you wanna rewatch it. I talked for like an hour. Actually, I've been talking for 2 hours. Recall Umbral Blades. Who wants to play that? I don't know. Again, when Cascade exists or Bladestorm Shurikens is gonna exist, you know, like I mean, maybe you can stack them for a while and then have like a one-shot thing, but yeah, I know what it is, and in fact I use it for mana battery a lot. But when Shadow Cascade exists, like, and Shadow Cascade looks like it's getting buffed with all these plus shadows and all this shit, like, I don't know if I want to be manually casting Umbral Blades. Just, I don't know. We'll see. Did they rework Spellblade? We know it's getting some things. We don't know everything yet. I think it does more than Shadow Cascade. Yeah, but Shadow Cascade has clear, is fun to play. Shadow Cascade is just it's everything's good, you know. Now we will see Bladestorm Chakrams too, because I seen in the trailer that it shots shurikens. So if you can make it shot chakrams, and that build was already really good damage. Now, I was never a big fan of it because squishy, but if you can do it from a distance now without having to be locked on that fucking anime, I don't know. That could potentially get crazy, no? Yeah, like Bladestorm. I don't know. You say deadly aim, so you do it in a line. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It depends how it works mechanically, no? If the actual Bladestorm shots the entire line and it has good aiming, like a ballista or whatever, you might be right. It might be better. We'll see. We will see. Also, if like the shurikens shot from the Bladestorm do full damage or like a portion of the damage or what. And to be honest, we need to remember that this exists. So until this exists, the only throwing build that exists is this. Okay. So we're not throwing anything else, guys. The only thing is being thrown is the fucking trap bullshit. Watch them nerf it by explosive trap costs now 112 mana. Solved. Yeah, but you just make it unplayable, Afro, and that's it. You know, just make it unplayable. Boom. Just make it 120 mana. Boom. You know. Yeah. Totems cast speed is not bad. Yeah. On 1x4s, yeah. I feel like each patch, explosive trap costs 20 more mana. Cinder Strike. Hey, insane. Yeah, I think, is this build dead? I mean, for sure, as we know it is for sure dead. But yeah, we might do this thing, no? The stun chance, Umbra Blade, fucking recall, whatever the fuck, no? But how does that fucking clear? Do you just clear with dive bomb? And then you dude, just thinking about it, I want to puke, you know? So they're gonna overbuff it. The one remaining Falconer build will die, you know? We'll see. But again, why do that when you can just Acid Flask? Or Ballista, you know? What the... Ballista is 2x2, no? Yeah. This, you don't get anything on this, right? There's not a setup where you can have more than this. No. They know the power of 2x2s, you know? They are aware of the supremacy. They killed all Warlock? Warlock is fine. It's the problem with Acolyte. Acolyte just lacks damage. If you want to do single target damage with Acolyte, you either play fucking minions, like Abomination or something, which kill myself, right? You play mana stacking Flay, which is the most dogshit cancer gameplay in existence. Or you play Infernal Shade, which is the even more cancer than mana Flay. And everything else, single target, dogshit. Tell me a really good Warlock build. Profane Bale, for example. It's really good. Profane Bale Warlock. And to be honest, looking at these idol buffs, I could see some of the builds from Lich switching to Warlock. Hentai Sword, yeah, Hentai Sword. We're probably gonna have it for next season. We didn't get it this season because we were... But we'll see. What does Hentai Sword use on idols? Oh, that one gets Giga buffed, no? Because it's a Spirit Frequency, no? That's what it uses? Am I correct about this one? Antense? Is it? What are the idols on that one? Because that would be insane, no? On that build? You get like 40% extra attack speed from the idols. You liked Mana Flay? It's so cancer. Where is B now? He's getting ready, guys. He's getting ready. Look at him. What is this photo, bro? I'm curious what classes will get buff. Do you guys have a prediction? Do we have predictions? My predictions, okay? Let's start with the nerfs. Small nerf. I think they're not gonna do anything to this. They're not gonna do anything to this because they've been ignoring it since forever. Nerf to this. I think they're gonna ignore it. I think this big nerf. Like... And Mike has said they're nerfing it, so... they're gonna ignore it, but they should nerf it. It's time. Small nerf. I think this is gonna be a small nerf. Still, we'll see. Maybe it's big. It's got a lot of attention, so I don't think they're gonna nerf this one too much. This one probably stays the same. Probably stays the same. I think this one needs to get nerfed. So small nerf. They're not gonna do anything. They're not gonna do anything. They're not gonna do anything. I mean, this one's getting buffed indirectly through the idols, but I don't think they're gonna do anything. They're not gonna do anything. They're not gonna do anything. Maybe slight nerf, because they're gonna do a pass on Primalis because of Bear. That probably affects everything. So a slight nerf. I'm gonna put slight nerf. Nothing. Nothing. Maybe buff? Because things, right? They're looking at Spellblade. I'm assuming it's gonna get buffed even if it doesn't want to. Let's do like all the stuff that doesn't change that I said. Same, 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 same. I think slightly buff. I mean, I meme about this build, but I think they just ignore it. Same, 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 same. Gone? Straight up? I have no idea, because I don't know how this will work. Have to read patch notes. Same, 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 same. That's my prediction right there. Emerald Blade goes? Yeah, they're like reworking the ability. So unless they make it so, if they make it so Aerial Assault casts Blade Storms, then it's saved. I think as it's running, I mean, I just don't think they're gonna touch it. New builds? New builds. We haven't seen enough, but I think from everything that I've seen, so again, this is just from the very, very, very small teasers we got. I think Spirit Shilm. What? Spirit Shilm is good. So I think anything that uses Spirit Shilm or whatever goes up. So any mana, like Attunement Stacker. No meta change? I don't think that meta is changing, no. I mean, the meta hasn't changed in 2 years. Yeah, new build Fire Aura for sure. That looks good. But I think it's gonna be like here, you know. Fire Aura and like Blade Storm most likely. Blade Storm. I don't know about the other ability. That ability looks like even with patch notes, we're not gonna be able to make a build. So we're probably gonna wait on that one. Black Hole has very good bossing potential. Yeah, but I mean, the other things exist. So the other things exist. Yeah, I'm getting that vibe Trickster too, of like it might have good numbers, but mechanically it just looks like Dancing Strikes again. Like, do I want to do this to myself, you know? I mean, it might be super cool, you know? It might be like volatile reversal vibes, you know, teleporting and super skill ceiling, like you're playing fucking Katarina from League of Legends or Zed or something. Like, it might be cool as fuck. Now, if it's as strong as Shadow Cascade, just play Shadow Cascade, you know, because it's easy. I think Shadow Cascade for sure. Everything I've seen plus shadows, it looks, I don't know, it looks enticing. The new set, like I think Shadow Cascade is gonna get love. Yeah, I think Blade Storm Shuriken for sure is gonna be good for sure. But it depends how they interact. Because I could see something like Shurikens cast this way do 20% damage, right? Like, because they've been doing those things. Ah, by the way, I think that you know what? I actually think that might happen to Acid Flask. So I'm gonna change my mind here. Small nerf. They're gonna do something like Acid Flask cast this way, do 50% less damage or 20% less damage or something like that, which it's not gonna matter, but because they've been doing that stuff to incentivize self-casting, right? Like they've been doing this thing where they do modifiers that if the modifier says instead of like 100% more damage, right? They do 50% more damage, doubled if dual casted, or halved if procced, right? I think we're gonna see a lot of this because they've been doing it a lot last patch. So I think we're gonna see this a lot. Or they just give it a cooldown, but we'll see. I have a build in my brain with Fire Aura that I think it's gonna work regardless of patch notes. But you guys need to wait because, you know, I want to call it my build, you know, so everyone copies my build. gotta claim everything is my idea. Everything is everyone's copying me. It is what it is, okay? No, I mean, I can talk. This is what I'm thinking. So Fire Aura, yeah, big damage, Fire Aura, big damage with res, yeah. Res, we stack res. Okay, how can we turn the res into defense? We go cold res, and we go shattered chains. So res, we stack 1,000 cold res, and that gives us fucking giga ward retention, right? Then we can go low life chest or whatever. We get fucking 10k ward chilling spellblade thingy, and we also do giga damage with auras. And because we're doing spell damage from aura, we can use a special shield. That this one I'm gonna save because it's pretty spicy. We cap our block with a special way that I'm not gonna talk about. And we have full block, full armor, 10,000 ward, giga damage. And because we're playing cold, we use a weapon or an ability that allow us to proc a spell that procs Frostclaw if possible. And then Frostclaw procs Ice Barrage for the 60% more cold damage. And because we have Frostclaw, we used the Alchemist Ladle for the more spell damage that affects the aura to get an extra multiplier. That's the build. But I need to read patch notes. So in paper, again, obviously I have to read patch notes, right? In paper, you should be able to get 100% block, like 4k block effect. I think 5k armor, pretty reasonably. Like probably 10k worth. And I think you should be able to get around 40 fire auras, depending on how many ways you can proc them, which I think are gonna be enough for the tankiness you have in terms of damage. I think if anything goes to what I'm thinking with what I've seen of Fire Aura, I think you should be ticking mobs for like 200k running around while being this tanky. So bossing might be a bit shit with this, because you need to kill Uber on dots, you have to tick for like 2 million, you know? So it's lacking 3 zeros. But I think for mapping and shit, you're gonna be... And obviously, you could also drop all of this and go full damage, like a retard, right? But... Is this way to kill Uber or Bear? I don't know, it depends on the patch notes. Yeah, Primordial chest piece, I think. We'll see. How are you gonna solve the Frostclaw inconsistence? It doesn't matter. You only want Frostclaw to cast Ice Barrage. What are the aura changes? They tease the notes. I don't know if somebody has a compilation of the screenshots. We can take a look at it. But they're making it get more damage or something per resistance. I looked at it the other day. I don't remember by memory, but I remember this was the conclusion. This was the conclusion. Is it there? Is this the Fire Aura? I don't see it. But I think I've seen a screenshot of the... leak page, whether I remember I watched a video by Aaron, so... Scaling inside FireAura. Where is it? Improvements to FireAura. I've seen this. I've seen it on an Aaron video, but we're not gonna look at it that now. Let's see. Oh, maybe here it is. Okay, this one. This is the note, right? Increase FireAura area, right? Big area, good, right? You stack int, word retention, and then FireAura damage per 1% uncapped resistance, and the resistance changes. So fire is gonna do more damage for sure, because you can get a lot of fire resistance from from Firebrand. But I think cold is overall gonna be better because it's gonna be immortal if my gearing works. How does fire resistance change? Is this line. FireAura damage, this is more damage per 1% uncapped fire. So if you have 1,000 resistance, is 1,000% damage. 1,000, right? And you can multiply that by 60% from Ice Barrage and with the Throne of Ambition, right? Cold resistance. Says if FireAura is converted to cold, then this benefit is based on your cold resistance, right? Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, the build didn't work, right? Then we can see here they also buffed it because intelligence grants it spell damage, increased damage, and freeze rate multiplier when it's cold. So again, you stack intelligence, you get more word retention, you go low. You see where this is going? You see where the brain is? Huh? And you don't need to, because you're getting flat damage for intelligence, you can actually go Ladle, right? And Ladle gives you another, whatever, 60% multiplier or whatever it is now. Plus one spell, like, you know, you stack int and you stack cold res, and the cold res and the int are your damage, but they're also your defense. Which obviously it's what I always do in all my builds, right? If a build cannot do that, I'm not interested. This is whatever. Whatever, good for leveling. We will see how this works. Until I play it, I don't want to see. Flat damage, get the spell damage, whatever. I mean, I feel like just build spell damage, no? Why get 40% of added melee when you can just get 100% of spell? Maybe there's some hybrid build in there. We'll see. You guys know I'm not a fan of hybrid builds. Bladestorm, we'll see. Yeah, I see mana cost. I'm getting nervous. You know, directly use 5 mana cost. Hell no. We'll see. 6-second cooldown hunger. We'll see. Traversal skill, maybe. Maybe there's a reason to use this instead of shift. But shift is shift, bro. No, a Ladle for sure is the best because you don't have multipliers. So multipliers is the most valuable thing. And then you just get increased damage through intelligence, like, you know, and of course you build elemental damage over time on your rings, right? And you go red rings and boom. For the all res and... Real RF? I mean, it's not gonna heal you. So, it's... in terms of mechanics, it's not like RF at all, but it's gonna feel like RF, maybe. A bit... I mean, it will be pretty active because you have to perma auto attack with the build I have in mind. You get more spell from melee than spell in those instances, I think. Why? If you only get 40% of melee, and you can get similar values, no? I mean, it depends if you're dual wielding swords with double tier 7 flat or whatever, maybe. Because of other nodes? Yeah, but I don't know those nodes yet, right? But Frostclaw for me is not gonna do damage, right? It's just to proc... it's just to give me defense with ward and to proc Ice Barrage. Ice Barrage gives me damage. And Ice Barrage should be permanently up. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea. Filter stuff, we'll see. Kawaii shit. Kawaii shit. Kawaii shit. I think this looks like an idol or like Boardman's Plank. Is this Boardman's Plank? Maybe it's a unique relic or something. Looks like an idol, but no, kind of looks like. We'll see. A ring that you can corrupt a lot. This thing. I don't know. This to me looks dog shit, but maybe corruptions are so crazy, this gets crazy. But this item, I'm hell no. Red ring or this? Yeah. Would you stick it in, guys? Yes or no? Again, Lonely Island, you find this, and it's pulsing. What do you do? It's going like this, you know? What do you do? It has teeth, though. That's kind of scary. Crit. I'm not a fan of these fucking negative effects, too. Because that's another thing. Like, are we gonna get these negative effects bullshits? But, like, you corrupt something and your build is like, oh, shit, and now I'm 99 crit. No. Would fuck you up less than your ex. And it will probably use less teeth too. Holy fuck, some women are horrible at head. Holy shit. Unpopular opinion, but I feel like over my life, I got so scared of getting bad head that I avoided it for many years on my youth. Like, like a lot of them are not into it. They're fucking horrible at it. Hell no. Until you find the right one, right? Like, holy fuck. Like, they probably think the same thing about us, right? But, okay. Oh, look, plus all skills. So it is confirmed. You can do plus all skills. How crazy is gonna do? How nice is this gonna be? Plus 3 Nihilis. Holy. Plus 3 Omnis now. Holy fuck. All res? Holy. Hell yeah, brother. And mana. Holy. Okay, the madness thing. That's pretty good, no? Dude, how many attributes are you gonna be able to get now? Because you can get attributes on this, you can get attributes on the corruption on the chess piece, you can get attributes, 20 all attributes, you can get how many attributes can you actually get now? Can you get like 500 total? I think you can, no? Okay, guys. New contest. The person with the most attributes gets BIP by the end of the season. Okay? The most attributes gets BIP in chat. And he will be called Big A, you know? Stonks. So 7 months from now, it's actually gonna be 9, okay? Because they're getting really, really ready for Paradox, okay? What is this? 4% more damage to bleeding enemies? That seems kind of low, no? On a tier 6. 4%? 4%. On a tier 6. What is wrong with their bee addiction, man? They're bee addicts. Also, you can tell they're modding these items. Like, so you're telling me you got a tier 6, a tier 5, everything well rolled. This, you can tell they're cheating, bro. This is a cheated item right there. You're starting Elemental Bee? This is what Rody sent me today. This is gonna be a race. So this is me at the beginning. Something happens, and Rody with his bees wins. All right. Well, I have work, guys. I know it's a bit of a short stream today, but tomorrow I start the convention thingy where I go try to make my company make money. For those who don't know, I'm a bit of a business. This is a bit of a hobby for me. I just happen to be very successful in everything I try in life. But yeah, I'll try. I'll try to be here tomorrow for the. But I don't know how long. It will definitely be late, my stream tomorrow. Okay. So yeah, I'll be here tomorrow. Hopefully the rogue stuff is exciting and we can theorycraft some. I'm especially interested with Bladestorm because I have been assigned that build on Maxroll to do. Because obviously, Bolka just wants to do good builds that are proofed and he doesn't play rogue. Bina, well, it's Bina, right? And yeah, so I have responsibility with that fucking build that I don't know what to do. So I'm gonna use your brain chat to make my build. Boom. Okay, it's our build. Yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being playful with me and having fun here and all that. I appreciate it. Again, I'll probably very short stream tomorrow because I'm gonna be very busy. But maybe open stream, take a look at the things and close really quick like today, like a couple hours maybe, and call it a day. Okay. Again, thank you for watching and big kiss. Yeah, we are planning Blast Epoch on Sunday. Okay, Sunday Blast Epoch. Around this time, by the way. Around this time. This Sunday we should do it. Okay. It's already semi-confirmed. It's confirmed with Bolka. It's semi-confirmed with Bina because kids, but he should be okay. On our patch notes, the 20. So it would be Friday patch notes, Saturday to process and to read, and Sunday the meta is solved. We're speedrunning the meta. Okay. Yeah, thank you guys once again, and big kiss. How do I close stream now?